I'm concerned I'm going to have to help push the vehicle up a kind of hill into your driveway and then help you figure out how to turn it around.
No, we'll drive this bitch or we won't do it at all. Welcome back. All right, so at the end of our last video, we could not get the Range Rover started, so we could turn the Range Rover around so we can start welding on the passenger or starboard side of the vehicle. And so to diagnose that, if you are familiar with this vehicle, you have to have a person turning the ignition, and you have to be testing the wires in the back at the same time. So unless you're like Elastigirl from the Fantastic Four. Oh, the Incredibles. Oh, or who's the Fantastic Four guys, Stretchy or whatever. If you're not one of those two people, you can't do this job. So Mr. Fisher came and helped. Yay, Mr. Fisher.
Trashed on the last video for not being around to help with the side panel. Now I'm here to defend myself.
Yay! It's been a fun morning. We've been playing with. Did you put your air thingy away?
Yeah.
We'll talk about his air thingy here in a few minutes. That'll be fun. We'll end the video with that or something. All right. So we got to diagnose why this SOB won't start. So we've done some preliminary video or preliminary checks, and we did test. I just able to test this without you. I did test my relay. So the relay, which we identify as the one with the blue, or if you're really clever, you go ahead and you just put a sticker on it and it says fuel. So I did that about 115 million years ago, and that's good to go. So even though that looks like hell, it's still okay. So all right, so we'll go back to the back of the truck. So we've got some. So we know we have power there because I watched the sparks actually occur in that relay. So we've got a test for power back here. So we've got to come back here to the fuel pump, and we've got a pigtail and power coming in. So we're gonna test that here as I set up the shot. So, did I miss anything?
Good to go.
All right, we're good to go. All right, I'm gonna set the shot up. Okay, here we are. All right, so you need to have a multimeter of some form or other. This one is, I don't remember where I got it, but it's moderately good, so I like it. And it fits with it's not my fancy Simpson one that my dad gave me, that I inherited from him. He was an electronic technician for the federal government for 37 years. That one doesn't work so good. I need to probably replace some parts in it or something, but for $12 or whatever the hell this one costs, it works pretty good. All right, so we've got it set up. So we've got the power. This is the plug with the power coming in. This wire goes around, goes down here. I think it actually goes up there and goes across. Anyway, it gets to the front of the truck where the batteries and all the starty magic-y stuff up there, the relays and all that crap. So that's great.
In the hole.
See, that's what happens. All right, we're going to reframe that. All right, put that there and let's book it in the hole. Why does it want to do that? That's leaning too far forward anyway. Let's just make it not lean forward. Dun, dun.
Tilt it down.
Stop.
Blue tape.
Blue tape above the deal up there. You're gonna put gaffer tape on my camera?
Yeah, I'm gonna attach it to the frame.
We're holding the camera down. Mr. Fisher is going to gaffer tape my camera to the frame so it will not fall around when I'm goofing around back here.
Maybe.
That's funny that he thinks that'll stick there. All right, we're gonna go with that. Okay, got it?
No, but
it's
hang on.
Better than nothing. All right.
One more.
Oh Lord. All right.
This is not attached, but I'm gonna act like it is. Because it's attached
You can put it to that metal bar. Right? This is good and clean right here.
Yeah, but it's not attached to anything.
It doesn't have to be. It weighs 47 pounds.
Okay.
It doesn't weigh 47 pounds. I don't think the whole thing weighed 47 pounds.
Alrighty.
All right, we got it? All right, so we got the 3-prong plug. We've disconnected it, and we are going to put our test leads on 2 of the 3, and I couldn't remember which ones, so we'll just wing it until we get there. So this is the fun part where if you have really bad arthritis, you're gonna have trouble getting this done with pins. If you had clips, it might work better. All right, so turn it. No. All right, let's turn it off. I'm gonna test the other set. All right, let's try it again. Turn it. Nope. All right, let's turn it off. Let's try it again. Turn it. There's 12. All right, we got 12 volts back here somehow, some way. Oh, okay, that's supposed to do that. All right, so what's the gist of that is? All right, so when you turn the ignition on, it runs the fuel pump for just a split second. Literally think it's 3 seconds, but whatever. So there's a little bit of power. So when you come back here, if you just turn the key on and come back here and look, it's not doing anything because it gets signal from the front computer. It says, hey, pump, and it does its thing. So just when it's sitting right there, it doesn't do anything. So that's fine. So we have power to this plug. All right, so we need to test our other fail point, which we plug this one back in, nice and tight. Then we have to get this plug off the fuel pump. And this one has this lovely, God help us, this crap, the little tiny micro, I don't even know why they would want to do that, but, and so it's got that kind in there, so there's no way, unless you have a pigtail, to do it. So I went and got a couple of really micro screwdrivers, and I'm going to stick them in the port, and I'm going to put the leads on those. Do what you can with what you've got where you are. Teddy Roosevelt. My favorite quote from him. All right, so this is another fun one because now I don't want to make those connect, but I still need to make them touch.
Isn't it also Marine Corps overcoming it adapt?
Overcoming adapt. Yes, it has something to do with the Marine Corps. Oh, yes.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. All right, let's turn the key on.
Ready?
Got it. We have 12 volts. Okay. All right, so that says that we have electricity all the way to the back of the truck. And we have electricity at least to the pump. That is good. It's a good thing. All right. We need to test if we have spark. We're going to go to the front of the truck, set up another shot. Here we go. We are. Okay. Now we're going to test for spark. So we're going to grab the #1 plug wire, because that will test if we're getting coil to distributor, kind of eliminate testing all of those individually. If this works, we're all good. So we're going to just set this screwdriver in it just like this, like your pappy taught you. I hope it doesn't shock me. And then I'm just going to put it on a ground point that might be ground. I'm pretty sure it's ground. And Mr. Fisher, contact. Turn. Crank it. Okay. Yes, we have spark. It looked moderately healthy. I wouldn't weld with it, but it looked like it would do the job. So I'm going to pretend like it did, because that's all we got.
Okay. Get faster on the response for the Great Race movie quote.
The Great Race movie quote?
Yeah, like contact.
Contact.
It's like
so it's ignition and then contact. So you say ignition and then contact is like making the switch go. So I did it wrong. So
I was trying to get to the quote faster and I missed it.
You missed the quote. You missed your chance at internet fame right there. All right, we got spark there, we got that there. Is the fuel pump working? I don't think it is, but let's just see. So we need to set up a shot where we can see if fuel flies out of the fuel hose. All right, hit my red button there. Okay, so the fuel rail is fueled here at the regulator. So this line comes in, puts there. This is, fuel comes up. So if we disconnect this hose right here, we'll be able to see if gas pumps out. So we will disconnect this, Got it. Pretty close. All right. So we got a hose. Larry, it's wet. I wonder if that's a good thing or a bad thing. All right, I'm gonna pack this with some towels just in case gas does come out. I should be wearing gloves. Can we see the hoses? Yeah, we'll see. All right, so Mr. Fisher is going to crank it and we're gonna watch for gasoline.
Ready, 1, 2, 3.
Contact. Killer. That's a whole lot of not any gasoline. What does that mean, Mr. Fisher?
Start with a fuel pump. There's no fuel on the ground underneath the vehicle, so there's not a broken hose between the tank and that point.
That's true.
So either fuel pump.
Now, let's wax poetically about how does a fuel pump fail when it hasn't been running in 4 years? Let's talk about how that's possible. Because that's insanity. Literally ran once in the last 3 years. And now it just gave up the ghost when there was not even a battery connected to the car. How is this possible? Gremlins? Should we insert a Bugs Bunny clip here of the gremlins tearing the airplane apart?
That or giant karma sign from.
Yeah. Where did I
This is
go wrong?
Okierover saying that thing off, her giving negative thoughts or something.
Yeah. Negative waves, Moriarty. All right. This is not going to start. How much more do I do? Do we go dig through the?
Tech manual.
No, I think do we tear the fuel pump out of the truck right now?
If that is the only other source, if this is the only other source, then that's the place to go. If you've eliminated all their other options, that's the next one. So you check power to the wires, check power to, you got spark, so everything's turning, so everything should be pumping.
I have 2 of the 3 magical things. And unlike what Meatloaf says, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. 2 out of 3 don't get your Range Rover down the road. You gotta have all 3. You gotta have air, spark, and gas. And right now we don't have any gas at the fuel rail. I'm disappointed.
I'm concerned I'm going to have to help push the vehicle up a kind of hill in your driveway and then help you figure out how to turn it around.
No. We'll drive this bitch or we won't do it at all.
Either that or going to buy a longer cord for your welder and move some stuff from one side of the shop to the other side of the shop.
I don't want to do that either. All right. Damn it. Okay. Mr. Fisher makes a good point. If the fuel pump is actually... Oh, it's got arrows, Larry.
Perfect.
So I know which one is the return. I was so confused. All right. So the question is the pump actually pumping and the fuel's not going to the fuel rail for some bizarre reason? So we're going to turn the key over. This is dangerous. Don't do this at home. Just because I do it and it's not going to catch anything on fire doesn't mean you're going to do it and it wouldn't catch anything on fire. Or that you would get cancer or God knows what else from getting gasoline sprayed all over you. So we're going to put some raggage here just in case it does squirt. But we're only going to run it enough to squirt it and see if pump fuel comes out. Again, as indicated on my new, this is a replacement. I don't remember when I bought this one, but it's a replacement. I think Lisa was still living in the country clubhouse. But this one says 2 and this one says return. So this is the one I want to see gas come out of. Mr. Fisher, are you ready?
I'm ready. Crank it.
Ignition. Contact. Mr. Fisher, no gas is coming out. What does that mean?
Miraculous failure.
Miraculous
Something
failure.
just sits there and
Just-
decides it didn't want to work anymore.
Its shelf life has ended sitting in my tank.
But it is.
It's real gas. There's real gas in here, so it's not a rust issue.
Correct, and it's consistent with maintenance on your vehicle.
It's consistent with it being a Land Rover.
Well, you continue to find things. The smell of fuel is very strong. You can definitely
Are you
smell
enjoying
the
that?
fuel. Well, I mean, I'm kind of surprised that it smells as much as it does just by taking those off.
Yeah. All right, so it's pretty easy to take this out. I mean, you just turn this red thing really hard. You actually get a hammer and a screwdriver and you actually knock it around. It works pretty good. I don't know what it's going to prove if I do it. It would just be a visual inspection at this point, right? Because I'm guessing this has failed.
Correct. I mean, it's a.
So let's do the visual inspection. What do you say, Mr. Fisher?
I want to see it.
All right, let me get a hammer and a big fat screwdriver. One that makes less sparks.
You have a giant pipe wrench.
Not that big. All right, non-sparking hammer. It's made out of plastic or whatever that is. And a screwdriver. It does spark, but it's not going to be hit by anything. There's two plastic parts. Sparks should not fly. Gently
Tap, tap, tap.
coax it around.
Tap, tap, tap.
Take your time. Oh, we could do.
You could have that.
We could do that. YYZ from Rush.
I was going with the Happy Gilmore. Tap, tap, tap.
Yeah, this is not putting. This is probably not sufficiently clean either. I probably could have cleaned it better. This is not nearly as dirty as it was originally, though. Once you've teased it around enough, you can get to this point where this red piece comes off. Dun, 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 dun. Now there's a big fat rubber seal, and this is pressed into it. So when we lift this out, this is going to be a lot of fuel smells when we get to this point. I wish I didn't have this here.
You have to catch fuel when you lift it out.
I'm not going that far.
You lift it straight up.
Yeah. Come on, baby. I know you want to. Come on out. Yay! There's a lot of rust in there. Mr. Fisher, that's a lot of rust. That's a ton of rust. Oh, boys and girls, look at this rusted fun bits here. Look at the rust on this. Wow. There's so much rust, it melted and made goo. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Look at this side. Wow. I'm moderately disappointed, but not surprised. That's a lot of colorations. Okay, let's go ahead and try to figure out how to get that rest way out. Mr. Fisher, would you find me a shop bucket, please? Oh, over on the, there's a,
I know.
did you find one?
Yep.
I did not think it would rust that badly. Really didn't. Thank you, sir. Wow. Wow. That is, it's positively sticky. Look at that. Wow. Now, who's to say that that is why everything's crapped out, but the fuel pump is literally right here. It's a cylinder, it's like a can, not very big, and it fits in the center of this. Wow.
So when you last filled, 100% gas.
Every time.
Always 100% gas.
Never not 100% gas.
So
yeah.
That's not the concern about ethanol and all.
No, the ethanol would have definitely turned to water. There'd been a big bunch of water in the bottom. We would have been squirting water to the front for 10 minutes. Because it's 10%. I mean, expect it to be water. It's supposed to be ethanol. It's alcohol, but it breaks down.
So not that. It's not that.
Nope. It can't. Well, theoretically, even if it was, it still failed. So moderately disappointed. But you know what didn't work very well on this? What didn't work very well on this was my fuel gauge. Remember that?
That's right.
The last time we drove it?
That's right.
It wouldn't even fill all the way up. And then we would drive for freaking all day and it would just barely move. And then the last quarter of tank, you could watch it move. So that was jacked up anyway. So that is theoretically going to have to be replaced.
That float.
Yep. All of that.
Mechanical movement to electrical signal.
Yep. Another expense. Mrs. Okierover is going to be super excited about that.
That's one that you can source, though.
I can. Actually, I have a spare part for if this happened on the trail. I'm not as confident at replacing this as I would if I had to do it on a trail, though.
But it's sourceable.
It is. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, no. No, I can. I've got a credit card with that amount on it. All right. Well, let me button this back up. I'm going to put the pump back in the tank just to keep it from killing us while we're out here working, and if we did have to weld something, we wouldn't have to worry about fuel sparks and all that stuff. So I'm going to do that off camera. So I'm going to put this back together. But that's where we're stand. We got a bad fuel pump. How's this even possible?
I'm, not a master mechanic. Can't answer that one.
Yeah, I don't think master mechanics.
Parts and money. Parts and money.
Parts and money. I don't think master mechanics can answer that either. Okay. At least we know. That's a good thing, right? You have cancer. Well, at least I know. It's like, it's not going to kill me immediately, right? All right, we have rust, which is cancer, so that's a for sure. Okay, that's all we're going to do. Oh, I promised we'd look at Larry's fancy air pump thingy. Okay, so Mr. Fisher's going to go get his fancy air pump thing, and we're going to play with that too in another segment on this video. So, be right back. We're starting.
Alrighty.
All right, look at the cool stuff Larry got. This is awesome.
So, buy air compressor for the truck.
Not sponsored. He bought it with his own money.
That's right. Not
Supposedly we have to say that for some reason.
That's right. So some extra filters and some other materials. So here's the. Don't give that away yet.
Don't give that away.
That's right. So here's the pump.
This is a seriously nice bag. Very good bag. Looks like it'd hold up for at least 2-3 weeks anyway. And
Nice canvas.
nice canvas. It's canvas and it looks waterproof-ish.
Water resistant.
And water resistant. Let's go with resistant. And then it's got a hose with the clipper type attachment on the end.
So it just connects in. Just got the quick connect on here. This specific air pump has the hose has a inflate deflate capability, so you can hook it up and deflate your tires if you don't already have an adapter. But it also has just the regular inflation, so it's just part of the hose connection. So the way it works is pop the hood, turn the truck on, hook this up to your battery, ground points, and then start it up. And works great. It's got a long hose, or the long power cord, and then the hose is long, so I can set it by one tire in the front. It easily reaches the front tire and the back tire of my Chevy 1500, and then I just move it over to the right side, do the same thing to inflate tires. So the challenge is popping the hood, hooking these up to the battery. So I was looking online, and the company, Air, posted they've got a new product that's a 7-pin power adapter that hooks into the trailer hitch. So it has a
2-pin SAE, we looked it up.
Yeah, 2-pin SAE adapter. So online it says it just connects with no
changes. Yeah,
no changes. You don't have to do anything at all.
Yep.
So okay, that's great. So grab mine, go slowly through the wire. Where's my 2-pin connector? Where's my 2-pin connector? Wait a minute, I don't have a 2-pin connector anywhere along here.
I don't think he has one.
Oh, I got a fuse. That's cool. I got a 40 amp inline fuse. That's great.
We could wire that up.
That's right. But it goes all the way to the ends, and there's no 2-pin adapter. So something funky about this. But online, I looked online, and there's nothing about it that says we have to have a special pump. The pump's less than a year old, so they still sell it all the time now. I don't notice that it even has this 2-pin adapter on it. So anyway, so now the challenge is how to connect this to this and replace these with this, because the value is I don't have to pump the hood to get the power. Now I can still leave the vehicle on, and I can plug this in the back in the trailer adapter point, and it works out great. And that's another visual thing. I'm a big visual management kind of guy. Give me a label, I typically want to think you're going to be able to read it when you use it. But that's not true.
Nope.
When we were practicing it, the slot
you don't get to look at the labels.
That's right. The slot that goes on here, so it aligns the correct way, goes in. It's upside. It's like this. So the sticker, from a factory perspective, you put the sticker on the wrong side. So
you want me to?
You want to keep your advertising.
You want me to heat shrink that
better?
There
no, I'm okay.
Right.
Again, we're not sponsored. If I was, then I.
We would complain vigorously, and Larry would get another one with the sticker
right.
in the right place. Or sticker on both sides. That would really confuse
just put another sticker on it. And it did not come with stickers. So many things today come with stickers.
That's a shocker.
And I was kind of surprised. So anyway, so you can source these online, and so now that it's just a matter of sourcing an adapter, trimming these off, and Eric had the idea that we could put a double adapter on, so I could put these back on if I ever wanted to, and still have both. So we'll check into that.
We're gonna accessorize. That's what we're gonna do.
That's right. So anyway, it's really a neat thing, so that you can run power to the air pump without having to have the hood opened up. So great idea, I love it, but just doesn't. I've got to do something else. So that's the next thing.
We'll get to it. We'll find it. Wish we could plug it in. He said it was not very loud. So that'd be fun. What's this? Is this like?
That's just an air filter.
It's just a filter. Oh, okay. Filter. Cool.
It's kind of got suspension, so it's.
Oh, it's rubber mounted. Look at this. It's rubber mounted. So when this does vibrate, you could mount this plate inside your vehicle, and this is rubber mounted, so it wouldn't vibrate it around. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So 400p model. Let's see, 443. So it's what I say, it was 230 cubic feet per minute is what it's rated at. So it works really well. It's fairly quiet and all, but it's just, like I said, it's got a quick connect here. It works
we
great.
were talking earlier, I wish we'd have had this when we were at SCAR in 15. The last time we went to Scar in the Range Rover, the power was out up top, and so we came up top to air our tires up, and there was nothing in the tank to air it up. So we had to get my cheapy little crap rattled all over the place. And we guessed it took about an hour to air all of the 4 tires up to highway speed. That was a weird day because we then immediately went to the car wash and had to wash all the mud off of it, which cost $6.25.
Well, the other was the location had the nice brand new bathroom, all white tile bathroom on red Texas clay.
Yeah.
So it had rainstorm, so people were using the restroom before they got on the road to leave. So we go in there and it looked like a crime scene.
I forgot about that. You literally goes, I think somebody was murdered in here.
It's just all the red clay on everybody's shoes, and it was wet, and you go in.
I forgot about that.
It's like, oh my gosh. So,
that did look like it. It literally looked like someone had murdered somebody in there and then walked around it.
It was just such a nice bathroom, but not after red clay. It didn't work out well.
It's hilarious.
So yeah, the idea is that it's a much easier way for power, having the 7-pin connector to plug in the trailer hitch. And my truck's got the towing package and everything, so we verified it's got power
That's
to
in the notes.
the right amount to run this. And
you don't have to have, the other one was that some vehicles, when you have power on a 7-pin, you have to press the brake to have power on the plug. But his Silverado was live once he turned the engine on, so there's a hot plug in there that was wired to this, so that was good.
So that's all good. So hopefully, short amount of time.
Yeah.
I'll source ends. We'll do some splicing, and
Hells bells. We'll do some soldering, mind. We'll solder that baby in there.
That's it. We'll make it happen.
Cool. New toy. Does that weigh about 3 pounds? 4 pounds?
I think it's a little bit more than that.
Aluminum string.
But if you can, when it runs, it works great.
Wow. Have I tried it?
You put it on your charger for your battery.
We can just put it on the battery.
Well, I mean, just flip it on right now.
Yeah.
We can just flip it on with that.
We're gonna move over there and do that. All right. Let's stop and go over there and read. Okay. All right, we got her over here. We're gonna. Is it off? I'm gonna plug in the clampies on the battery over here. Black. Red. That is not loud. Oh my God. We could carry on a conversation.
Good. Good. I don't think this goes on there. Might go on there, but the idea is that get the right adapter, quick connect. I can have a air hose to spray out all the dust that gets in the back of my truck. So,
You need some adapter action.
yeah. So.
Cool.
This was an extra piece that I bought. This was an extra piece that I bought. So it comes like this with just the straight normal head you hooked into your valve stem. I bought this because it's got the quick connect on the end. Just a simple trigger, easier than the flip.
Let me see that. Let me see the thread.
So I haven't used it much.
I'm wondering how we could get a traditional air hose into it.
Yeah, that's the next
we'll
question.
Have to figure out how to get that done.
So it's got the inline.
Oh, so here's the deflate. Here's the deflator right there. That's
so
cool.
It's just like a little collar that twists.
Yeah.
So push it in and twist it.
Wow. Cool.
So
we gotta sort this out.
So I got to sort that out. And also, this is a super heavy duty quick connect on the end.
Whoa. We don't have to sort anything out.
I just need
traditional.
a hose. It's just a traditional hose, right? So
traditional.
I just didn't want to have 2 hoses.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. We still have one of those? I don't know how long I've had this. It is a long time now. There's an extra hose. So we just need to
get
connects on there.
Yep.
quick connect.
But from a noise level,
That is not bad.
yeah. So, works well.
Not much.
Open close valve here, I don't
You don't have any tank. You have no reserve.
know. That's right.
This would need to feed. That would need to feed a tank.
So that may be one of those that the salesman,
Yep.
the narrative in the online is not any good.
They snookered you.
So it doesn't work it. So
That gets hot. That gets hot fast. That's hot.
it didn't take much though.
Yeah, I wonder. This
Yep.
has got to be the tank. It's not nearly big enough.
Most is just the pump, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, more questions for the company.
Nicely done. All right.
More questions for the company. Yep.
Cool.
So, but anyway. Oh, new toys. Is that in hot? Wow. they
Moderately
didn't say.
warm.
Maybe
That's why there's this nice.
Maybe that's why this one's so beefy.
Yep. Charge your GoPro to proceed. Well, I plugged it into power, so we are proceeding. So, all right. Our battery died while we were playing with the air compressor, but I think we were done.
Yes, the challenges with what narrative you get on an online purchase and don't get on an online purchase.
That's right.
So,
And their robot person that was on the website didn't answer. Zach didn't
Zach
answer your
has not
questions.
responded to my. Would you like to chat with us? Sure,
I
Zach.
sure would.
Let me
Robot
shoot
Zach.
this question at you, and you know, wherever that robot may be sitting, you know. So
Yeah. AI. Good stuff.
that's right. That's right. Still takes a person to write the narrative that goes into me being able to buy something online.
Pretty much.
Does this item work with this compressor? Yes. Oh, that would be great to know.
Yes.
Or no, it does not work with this.
Or no, not necessarily.
So,
At least it was in English and not Chin English.
that's right.
So
Everything was spelled correctly, and
yeah, they at least paid somebody or consultant to write their manual correctly. So that wasn't terribly bad.
but I've used it to just the regular compressor and all hoses. That it works to air up tires and all.
How
so
fast
I
does
guess
it cool down? You didn't notice it last time?
I didn't pay attention. I mean, I messed with, putting air in 4 tires so long enough to walk around the vehicle and all. So, but
It's
I
that
didn't.
25-minute duty cycle thing. If you pushed it to the limit.
Correct. So it does have that. It's another piece. It does have a max operating temperature and all that, and pressure. So I think it was like 25 minutes, but I can't imagine that. I'm going to be.
So I wonder, did you watch that?
It operates fast enough that it's going to fill up the tires, and I'm going to be operating it for 25 minutes in a row.
There you go.
So that's the thing. It's 230 CFM. So I'm not going to be worried about that.
That ought to get it done. That's twice what my compressor will do on my crappy Chinese-made air compressor giant tank thing.
Yeah.
So it's twice what it can put out. Yeah.
So it will be better than the
Crappy rattle
small little boxes and
air
everything.
up your bicycle
That's
tire.
right.
Which it actually won't even air up the fancy bicycle tires when I was riding bikes with you to get to, was it 1 bar or whatever?
That's true.
It wouldn't even air it up to 1 bar. So
Yeah.
it won't even, you can't get to 1 bar. So
Get to 60.
180 PSI, it's not going to make it. It's not going to happen.
try to get your tires, bicycle tire up to 60 psi.
Yeah.
And it still won't do that.
Good luck.
Still won't do that. So,
Good luck. All right. Thank you for coming and helping me diagnose my problem.
I hope that is the problem.
Me too, because that's an easy one. I've done it before, fixed it before. The fuel pump number 2. If I had access to my spare parts box, I could just whip out that and show you that I do carry the GM equivalent of whatever that pump is as a spare, onboard spare. And I'm not entirely sure I won't play with that and try to mount it.
Mix and match.
But I might go ahead and just buy a new one.
Well, like I said, 3 things. 3 things. Fuel, spark,
And air.
air. So you got those 3. And for the fuel, you need fuel and electric. Fuel and spark. So make the pump run, make the pump operate to move fuel from the tank to the front. So
I'd be lying if I didn't say I think that's a failure point for this model of vehicle and could have been done better. But that
how many
original pump did run 100 and
how many of those
90,000
have you
miles.
got on your list? So you've got your checklist of things you want to do. How many is on the list of this could have been done better?
everything I've done.
That's right. All of the volume.
I don't think I have that kind of account on YouTube.
Where's your whiteboard?
Yeah,
we're gonna have to flip it around on the backside.
On the backside.
I'm here for that. I'm here for you and to support you.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
It's amazing he lets me come in the driveway anyway.
Why would you not dip your car? Why wouldn't you dip it? I mean, modern American automobiles are dipped in something. At least it's all coated. They don't even bother.
It's not like they've got a lot of rain in the environment where this is made.
Oh, that's a good point. Or where they were originally built.
Exactly,
They're not made there now.
That's right.
They're made in the monsoon season in India now.
That's right.
So yeah.
But,
so
yeah.
that's not much rain when that happens.
Why would you need to seal anything?
I mean, mud is only dirt and water.
That's right.
So I mean, it's only part water.
You're gonna go take this somewhere where mud and water are gonna be combined.
It's not like a submarine or anything.
Yeah.
Did you see that? There was a picture online the other day, and I saw it. One of the Great Britain submarines had gone on an extended tour and had been underwater a really long time.
Yep.
When they came out of the water, the boat looked like a sea monster. It was green with rust.
That's awesome.
There was no black paint anywhere on that sucker. Why am I surprised they build Land Rovers?
It's the same people. That's right.
Same people don't know how to coat their steel. But they had done zero maintenance to the outside of that ship. It was literally green. It looked like a sea monster risen out of the... That's
great.
That's going to take 3 years to paint. I guarantee it. Yeah.
Preventive maintenance.
There'll be 4 guys out there with industrial-sized sandblasters going...
It'll be new technology. It'll be an innovation. It'll be a, not sandblasting, but it'll be the laser. It'll be the lasers that they'll get out there and get rid of the laser. And I was going to ask you, have you sourced a handheld version of that so you can do everything in the back?
They're super duper expensive. Yeah, when I saw it the first time, that laser gun takes your rust off deal, I was like, that's pretty damn cool. Nope, not in the budget. I could buy another Range Rover, new one. I could buy another Range Rover for what that would probably cost. So yeah. So that's why I bought this. That's why I bought this. It converts it to rust paint.
That's good. Yes.
So we'll be painting the hell out of the bottom of that. We got to get it out of here so I can get it up there so I can hose it all off and get it at least down to metal-ish, and then flip it around and bring it back in the shop so we can weld on the passenger side. I will need you to come back. I did talk in the last video about removing the rear window.
Yes.
So I'll need a Larry Fisher set of hands for that.
And trying to save the seal.
Saving the seal. Got to save the seal. At $525 from Coddington or whatever the company is. The cheapest one I saw online, which I put in the video, was like $480 or whatever on eBay. They're proud of them. And I'm not saying I wouldn't need both, but I only need to touch one.
See, what I've got to do is I've got to convince him. He convinced himself last video to not cover it up because he likes the view. Yet he can't see out the view when he's driving on his left side. So at least one window he could convert to a metal with a box and a storage unit or a molly panel or something, a flip up with an interior something. If I can convince him, then I only have to help with one window seal. I don't have to help with two window seals.
Yeah.
Because then we could just seal up the solid one on the driver's side.
We're only going to take the passenger side out. Thank you. We're only going to take the passenger side out and fix the rust in that D-pillar. That's the goal in its entirety.
Okay.
And not break the window.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
We
good
might
with that.
bugger the F out of that seal, but we're going to not break the window. That's the key.
Okay.
Yeah. So, anyway. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this as entertaining as I did.
This is the added value of having me on the videos,
Yeah.
because Eric and I banter back and forth with the self-deprecation and the humor and
Yeah,
all
you
that
missed
stuff.
30 minutes of it before we even turned the camera on. It's not as bad like showing up with the evil German dude or my friend Butch. When you drive up in the driveway, the slurs occur right when you drive up. It's more friendly with Mr. Fisher.
I'll bring a less technical aspect, but I'll try to eliminate the rework.
Yes.
So
Well, that's your job. I mean, your process improvement.
That's right. My whole job is about process.
Don't you think it'd be better if you put the red seal on before you put the pump back in there? Oh no, that didn't get said, but
first pass success?
yes, first pass.
I know Eric, and
Yeah.
first pass success is not his trademark.
No, it's not. I'd rather bang my head against the wall and then get through the wall that way. That's my goal.
That's it.
how
I'll
we do
just
it.
open the door and go through.
That's right.
It's like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Just open the door.
Yes.
Good.
All right, thanks so much. Appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed. I can never get this damn thing to... The attack of the killer flies. Look at that son of a gun. That is about the biggest horsefly I've ever seen. He's a good 1.5 inches long. Good grief.